Hi there guys, in this video we'll be checking out the 9th alien site. Now that does seem quite a lot to me and it does make them feel less special. When I created the video a few days ago on the first site, I didn't believe there would be that many more sites because that first site looked very special. However, it has been duplicated quite a lot. There is kind of like two different versions at the moment. There's a kind of active version which allows you to get into a middle chamber, and then there's a kind of caved in version where you can't actually get into the middle section. For this active one you're going to need two things, which is an unknown artifact and an unknown probe. The unknown probes are a bit of a pain to get, to be honest. I was at the point of pretty much giving up with the whole thing and just doing something else, and eventually it popped up, but this did take 4 or 5 hours. I did try various things like going at certain speeds, flying around the planets at different distances, going at slow speed, and like I said, in the end it just popped up on its own. However, this took quite a lot of time, so that came away from actually going and exploring the other sites. So I've only been able to check out this one other site at the moment. I do plan to go and have a look at the other sites, but if they are heavily duplicated, which I think they're going to be, I'm not too sure how much I'm going to post of it all. Anyway, so we're at the 9th site. I'll put all the different sites in the description so you can actually go and visit them yourself, and I'll put the little thing saying whether they're active and that. Hopefully that helps you actually find them yourself. This 9th site I did find was a bit of a pain to find. It would seem to be in the dark side of the planet, and until I actually was on pretty much on top of it I couldn't actually see it. Anyway, so let's have a look inside this structure. I just want to say at this point, if you don't want to actually have any spoilers, it may be a good time to stop the video and go and have a look for yourself. But anyway, if you're carrying on, let's have a look inside this cave. Now, this cave is pretty dark, as you can see. I did try and turn on the lights on the buggy, but they seem to be disabled as soon as you get in. As you're in this environment, you will seem to suffer some damage as well. I did try and mine the eggs this time. In the other video I drove on it by accident and didn't realise. As you can see, we still got scavengers that seem to be doing something, not really knowing what these things are doing. Yeah, it's definitely very dark and does make it quite difficult to find anything in this one. You see, I think there's a door here. I see. So we've got a door to the middle chamber here. This is with the actual device. This has been the same sort of device on the other planets. So what this actually does, I'm not too sure. What you need to do is to bung in 3 different things. As you can see, there's kind of little whizzy sort of bees or so, if you fireflies maybe, and you can see there they're kind of whizzing around, and in them points you need to actually put one of the 3 items. Bear in mind your buggy can only carry 2. But there is an unknown link which is down the corridor, so you can just bring in your probe and your artifact, that's it, and like I said, just place them on the hole. So when you drive over these holes like this, it'll come up with a little picture of which one you need to actually put in. So what you need to do then is to drive on the pad and jettison the right thing. So this one here, it looks like the unknown artifact, I believe. Here you can actually see there's a weird bug that's just happened. I don't know if this is something to do with the site, but there appears to be showing the cargo of the ship rather than the SRV. So I'm not too sure what was happening there. I'd probably just have to go back and forth and clear it. Maybe it's something to do with the actual site screwing with all the systems and something like that. It's a good possibility. Obviously you can see here our buggy is taking kind of damage from the environment. So if we go around to the next pad, you can see here we've got kind of like a satellite sort of thing. Now I believe that's the unknown link, so that's quite an easy one to actually put in, and that one's just down the corridor. So as you know, your buggy can only actually carry 2 things at once, so if you carry a probe and an artifact, you will probably put those in first, and then you'll put the link in, which is, like I said, just down the corridor. So if we go around to the next pad, I'm trying to mind all the eggs so I don't squish them. We see we've got kind of like 2 squares together. I think this is the unknown artifact. Like I said, I'll go through and check them all with you later on. So don't worry if you put the wrong item in, it's not a big deal. You can just pick it back up. This would be really annoying if the item disappeared, if it was something like the unknown probe, because like I said, that can take 4 or 5 hours to find on its own. But it just throws it back out and you can pick it back up. So here we can see we've got an unknown artifact selected, which is the wrong item. So if we jettison that, you can see it hasn't took it, and all it's done has thrown it back to us. So if we just drive back, you can see it's just landed on the floor, and we can just pick it back up again and try it again. So anyway, that's what happens if you put the wrong item in. It's not a big deal and you won't lose the item. Like I said, this is probably very welcome news if you're looking for the probe. So anyway, hopefully that's helped you. Just going around the various pads, having a look at them and seeing what they do. I will, like I said, drop the right items in and actually show you. So this one here I think is an artifact. So if we actually put this one in, this time it should accept it. And you can see on the right, it's come up there. I kind of think that looks a little bit like a teddy bear, but anyway. So that's all you need to do. So that item is correct, and there's 2 more items we need to do, and that should fill it all up. So obviously we're coming on to our probe at the moment. I did want to go and get the link this time. So the link itself is down the corridor, and like I said, it can be a little bit tricky to find when it's a bit dark like this. But generally think of it, you've got a kind of inner circle with a corridor that goes round it, and off of that there's corridors that go off, and as you go down into one of those you should see kind of like a little room, and in that room there's kind of like a little chamber of stuff. So this is the little chamber, and this is where you find the links. So you can see here that one's just dropped down, and this is the 3rd item. So what you need to do is just to shoot it to get it to drop. Now it's dropped, we can just pick it up as normal. And there we go, we've got the unknown link as well. So that should be all 3 items gathered. This place itself, like I said, is pretty dark again. So like I said, there's a few more links here as well. I'm not too sure why you'd need multiple links, but anyway, so this is a bit more of a closer look at the links. So they look kind of similar to the rest of it, but just with these kind of tube things at either side. I believe a few people are doing a few stuff with those and trying to work out what exactly they do. So if we head back to the main chamber, we should be able to put the last 2 items in and actually see what happens with this machine. So you probably already know what's going to happen when we activate it. I know this video is a little bit late to the party as such, but like I said, with the unknown probe taking so long to be found, that did delay things quite a lot. And also I like to actually test things myself personally, that way I can be 100% sure it works. So anyway, let's carry on putting these items in and get the machine started. Now we still got the unknown probe and the unknown link to install, so if we go on to the next pad and see what we get. So here looks like we've got the unknown link, so if we go and stick that one in. So let's just do exactly the same as before, is just eject it on the pad, and if it's correct it should come up on the left. So that's the link installed, so we've got 2 out of 3 done. So all we need to do is to install the unknown probe. So with the last one to be done, just stand on the pad as like all the others, and you can see here we kind of got 2 kind of cubes. So let's just jettison it and see what happens. So you probably see it's sort of lit up now. The machine is kind of ready to start. To get it to start we need to scan it, but before I do that, let's have a quick look at it. So the only thing left to do is to scan the unknown device. This will actually activate the machine. You'll probably have to do it in your turret view because it won't be able to be selected by normal. So if we select it and show you what happens. I have no idea whatsoever what that was, whether it's some sort of star map or chart or it's some sort of communications or anything. I have absolutely no ideas what that is. If you have any suggestions for what you think that might be, I'll be very interested to hear from you guys. By the way, you can actually pick up your stuff again, so that saves you having to find another probe. And the last thing to say, that I did get some incoming audio message. Now I did get actually 3 of these, but I think they're the same. So I did think those 3 audio messages were the same, but I did want to include them if they were slightly different. I wasn't entirely sure. But anyway, so that's a look at the unknown device in the 9th site. Whether we're going to find more in the future is yet to be seen. I do kind of think this could still be a starship, even though it would be absolutely massive. I do think that is a strong possibility, especially this could be some sort of bridge as such, where they're given star charts or something. Do actually know that if you place a guardian relic or an ancient relic into one of them points, they do turn all hostile and the machine does get pretty frustrated. So anyway guys, I'd be very interested to hear from you guys what you make of all this. Do you think this is going to lead to something very negative? Do you think something positive is going to come from it? Could you see these being, like I said, starships, or they're going to be bases? Anyway guys, I'd be very interested to hear from you. If you did like the video, please leave a like. Another thing that does help me massively is, if you haven't already done so, is subscribe to the channel. A big thanks to everybody who's done that. Anyway guys, I think that's it for the time being. Take care and have fun.